It's me.
Coins.
Hi, coins.
Yep, coins.
Coins.
Coins. That's just how I should announce myself all the time. No room. Just go coins.
You should get a soundboard for your phone and have the Mario coin sound.
Yep.
Pling.
That'd be good, actually.
Pling, I came in. I don't know if we can
And
hear
I'll
Chris
still
Jacobson.
get paid. Yeah.
You can't?
We can't
No.
hear you.
Your screen
No.
isn't turning blue or nothing.
Sorry.
I
Right?
know what that
Agreed.
is, though.
We seem to have problems with Skype a lot. And
That's
I don't
because
know
it's
if it's
Skype.
Skype or us. I know Microsoft is like, Skype, you're kind of our bastard stepchild, but we like you too much.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
What about now?
There we
Yeah,
go.
Hey, cool. All right.
Hello and welcome back to RTFB. This is Travis, and today Chris, other Chris, Danielle, and I are talking about the already scrapped TV adaptation of Kindred. As of this recording, you can still go watch it on Hulu, but if you were trying to avoid spoilers, you've really got to go watch it before these genius streaming executives just fucking delete it from the servers. On a down note, here again is your blanket reminder that, though a bit less than in previous episodes, the show does touch on topics of rape, violence, and racism, so take care to prepare yourself. On an up note, if you're listening when this episode drops, happy Pride Month. And also, please join me in wishing a happy birthday to Danielle. I know you don't listen back to these episodes, but we love you, and thanks for classing this place up. So yeah, with that said, let's get back to my discussion with Chris, other Chris, and Danielle, already in progress. I'm going to mute your camera.
Do you have a Slytherin?
Yeah,
mug?
exactly.
What? He does. I'm jealous. I need
Are you
one.
a Slytherin too?
Mm-hmm.
High
Yeah.
five, Slytherin.
Did I not just tell you about how I lose my shit and yell at people?
Yeah.
Well, I don't think that's...
And I very much have a streak
cup is
of,
better.
they deserved that.
I don't know which of these four characteristics that falls under.
Ambitious.
Yeah, ambitious.
Ambitious is the yelling at people.
I can't read the green ones
It's-
very well,
it's-
so I don't know
it's-
what they say.
It's the one where you treat
Meow,
people
meow.
without dignity.
Yep,
Determined.
The boys and I are all
Ambitious,
Slytherin, and Travis is a
determined.
Hufflepuff.
I am.
I can be determined. Well, everybody always thinks I should be like a Ravenclaw, but every time I take that test, I'm always a Slytherin.
Yeah.
That's because we're playing the game that people aren't supposed to play, but I'm playing it anyways. And
My kids are playing it too.
Kids are playing it.
Yeah, like
Oh,
every
man.
time I do stuff and I talk about things, and I'm like, well, you know what? If you keep doing this shit, then you deserve to get killed. And everyone's like, that's where your Slytherin comes out. And I'm like, yeah, it happens.
Yeah.
Or I'm like, oh, you're abusing people, you're beating them. How about I come and do it to you? I see how you like it.
I mean,
There's that
it's-
Slytherin.
It's what's the name of it? The personality test. Myers-Briggs.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
just Myers-Briggs.
Yeah.
But I'm an
You're-
INFP, so I don't know what that says about me.
Well, see, I'm either INFP or INTP, depending, or INTJ, or like I'm like very close to the center of a lot of things,
Right.
I guess.
Yeah.
And so like my thing changes like every time I take the test, but yeah, like I think like INFP, INTJ, like those are places
makes sense.
I end up a lot,
Yeah.
and
I used to be an
I'm
ENFP
pretty-
when I was in my 20s, but not anymore.
I don't think I've ever been E instead of I unless I was on drugs.
That's fair.
Yeah,
I would agree, and the whole time I've known you, which is not as long as Travis, that fits.
yeah.
So
I don't remember what the letters mean. I know I
Extrovert. E is extroverted, I is introverted, of course.
Yeah.
F is feeling, N is intuitive, and P is perception.
Ah.
But I don't remember what the other opposites are because I've never cared about them.
Yeah.
So
Uh,
There's a J in there, right? I feel
Yes.
like I got
Yeah.
a J one time.
There's J. I can't remember what that means. There's some that's stuff leads either more
Jerk
towards
off, probably.
Joyful.
relying on intuition and feeling instead of analytical things and other stuff. It's stuff like that. I don't remember. We talked a lot about it in grad school because even though it's not a perfect tool, it's a fun one, so we liked it.
Yeah, it's a fun one.
She probably covered it, but that was 20 years ago, so why would she remember?
I'm sure David Hume had an opinion about it.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're
I'm a Slytherin.
Your Myers-Briggs personality type is like, it's not like a real piece of information about you.
Right.
It's a lot more to help get you think about yourself more than anything.
It's not as bad as an astrological sign.
Correct.
I don't think.
Correct.
But like, it's
kind of like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like people put way too much into it than they should.
Exactly.
But I've always thought it was, like I said, as a fun tool to get people really thinking about themselves and how they think about things and how they react to stuff in their lives.
Yeah.
In a fun way. It's not just, so tell me about blah, blah, blah. It's like, oh, here, go through this thing and we can talk about your results and how do you feel about that? Well, it really matches, things like that.
Yeah. And so if you're millennial, it's your Hogwarts house instead.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff on that Mojo and Miss Mojo channel about Bluey stuff, Chris, if you're intrigued. Because I watched some of it. It's actually a really fantastic show, even though it's geared to be a kid's show. It's really good. Right.
It's better.
I just have to have weed.
Yeah. It goes in like 10-minute increments, but like the Mojo stuff is all about like when it was really like 10 episodes when it was really deep, or 10 episodes that made you cry. I'm like, oh God. But
it's better when you don't have try it again because you don't feel guilty about being such a shitty parent.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like
they do. That's one of the episodes to talk about. So
I never played these games with my kid.
That's okay.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Tracy just said that she could bring us White Castle tomorrow because there's White Castle in Orlando now.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah, so I'm not looking at my phone, but it's coming through my watch.
That's fine. Mine can do that too.
If there's chicken rings involved, I'm down.
Well, what you do, Travis, is you put your chicken rings on the White Castle.
You don't want
and
chicken
it's
rings.
Even
oh
better.
My God.
I want
all
the chicken rings.
Whoa.
Yeah, I was told that by Matt. Like, I'd never done that in my life until Matt was like, you know what you should do?
These are
get White Castle. Put a chicken ring. Get chicken rings with your White Castles. Put a chicken ring on it with that, and I did, and it's mind blowing.
This is the advice of a culinary professional.
It is.
Yes.
It is.
So, keep that in mind.
Nice.
So everyone, if you live within any distance of a White Castle, go
do
there
it.
Now
Get it done.
It is well worth it. You will not be disappointed.
Don't bother with their fucking anniversary burgers. Just go straight for the chicken rings.
Yep.
Burger
and a regular White Castle or the cheeseburger if you like that better.
Yep.
Yeah.
And put them on there. It's phenomenal. So.
Yep.
And for me personally, I go barbecue sauce over honey mustard. But,
nice. Good choice.
I go naked.
Yeah. Naked?
Mm-hmm.
Naked.
Wow.
Just straight in.
Cheese sauce.
Oh, shit. That reminds me. I have a linguistic survey for you guys.
Okay.
One of Danielle's coworkers learned a new word this week.
All right.
And that word was raw dogging.
Oh, okay. Yes.
And she accused me of knowing it because of porn. But I don't think I've ever heard anyone in a porn say raw dogging before.
They don't. It just describes a type of sex act.
I've only ever heard it like conversationally between like.
It's a
friends.
Situation of sex. Yeah, I've not heard it in porn.
Nobody says like the full quote raw dog anymore.
Right.
We
just know what it is.
They just say raw.
Yeah.
It's just raw.
We just know about it.
Going in raw.
My favorite is that she Googled it because she didn't know what it meant. And I'm like, that's in your search history now.
Well, there's some show I was watching recently where they use it as a joke because some adults using it wrong.
Oh, okay.
It's still, but my phone's linked to my work computer.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's in her work
Oh,
history.
well.
Mm-hmm.
I told her I don't think they've ever used it in like a porn description. I would think it would be like cream pie instead.
It's internet speak.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it would be the first phrase before cream pie.
It would be.
Right?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Doing it
come
raw
before that.
and then Anyway, what are we
'Cause that's
talking
the
about?
finish.
What the fuck?
Well, the thing
I don't know.
I think she came up with a brilliant new term, which was cream
Did
corn.
we like?
Yes.
It's been exactly 120 days since our last mention of something awful. I guess.
Well, then
So
she
we
got
set
it
the
like
counter.
raw.
We set the counter.
And she's like, oh, when we go into the office, Danielle, make sure you drop raw dogging and cream corn. I'm like, cream corn? What? It's like, I don't think it's supposed to be that consistency.
You all got a medical condition.
So
if it's
I
like
think
cream
my
corn.
favorite coworker, Jason, is going to then bring a can of cream corn and just put it on his desk. So we can
That'd be
laugh
great.
all the time.
And
at
just-
her expense.
Yep.
And no one else
yeah.
will know what we're talking about because
Just
they were
an
not
8-pack of Oscar Myers. That's not like harassment or anything, is it? There's
Can
not
be.
like a mandatory training you're gonna have to go through for doing this now.
As long as the other person doesn't take it negatively, then no.
Yeah.
But if they do, then yes.
Oh no, the three of us are going to laugh about it, and the other people that we work with won't know what we're talking about because they weren't on the text group.
Oh man, I'm incapable of reading people that well. There's no way I would risk it.
Don't risk it.
I would.
I recommend not to.
Like I would make a joke and then like I would find out the next day that I'm fired. So no, I'm never ever gonna take the chance of saying anything even remotely. You know what? Like, let's just not even talk to coworkers. How about that?
That's even better. If you can help it. Yep.
Yeah, just leave me alone.
Yeah. Just don't do it.
Right.
Oh man, so perfect transition. Raw dogging. Hey,
God.
hey Danielle.
Yeah.
Hey.
What?
So in this for you this show, but in this book, this one lady went back in time to visit her ancestors.
She
I'm
did.
sorry, I'm still laughing.
If you could go back in time and visit any of your ancestors, like who would it be and where would that be?
I don't think so.
No?
You just wouldn't?
I
don't wanna
can't
go
think
see
of
the old
any
family
that I would
farm?
go back and visit. I didn't know about any of them. So
You wouldn't go see your grandpa Dominic back in the old country?
he always just lived in like the United States and Missouri.
Oh, well, his dad then?
I never knew about them.
Oh.
Well, we can fix that. I have Ancestry, so we can look it all
Oh my
up.
god.
I've got it open on the other tab.
It's like I know that his parents or grandparents, I can't remember which, came in through Ellis Island.
Yeah. What
That's
about
pretty-
Grandma
Do you know
Lena?
where they came from?
They came from Italy.
Okay.
I think
That's
Sicily.
I don't really
I say
remember.
if it's close enough to you, you can get Italian citizenship, but I don't know that it is.
Were they fleeing the Cosa Nostra?
Probably.
Oh.
Why are you looking at the Rowe family tree?
Well, because guess who's connected?
Oh.
You.
Oh,
You.
I'm living.
Yes, you
I don't
are.
wear my hair like that.
That's
Is
not
it
a
the
that's not a
silhouettes?
picture of you.
I don't care. It doesn't.
All right.
The little cutout silhouette looking
Susan
things.
Caruso. Dominic Caruso. Born in Italy.
Not Dominic Caruso.
It says December 15th, 1922, Italy.
He wasn't though. He was born here.
Oh, well.
Are you sure?
Frank Caruso.
That's my.
Robinson Crusoe?
Do you have documents?
1880, Italy, it says.
Oh,
How about that?
Are you?
maybe that's his dad. Maybe that's his dad.
Yeah.
I mean, your family's Catholic, right? They keep very good records.
They
I don't know.
are
My mom
hard to
doesn't,
access,
I don't
though,
think my mom
because they are
knows.
not public.
I
Because
say
I'm running into that. I have to contact churches to get information about my ancestors because they are not searchable. And the Archdiocese of Omaha told me those aren't considered public records. So
Yeah.
it's up to the church to go yay or nay if they want to actually give them to you.
I never knew any of his siblings either, but I know they had a lot because they worked a farm.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. In Missouri.
Yeah, December 25th was his birthday, but he wasn't born in Italy.
Oh. Well, it's got 3 sources on it.
Maybe he was, and he just didn't
But-
tell you.
They could have just been like, yeah, whatever.
They
I
could
mean,
have.
Italian, you're probably from Italy. It's fine.
Well, here's the thing I found too. If you check the census records,
Yeah.
they may have put that down at one point. Because for my great grandfather, half of him and his siblings were born in Luxembourg, and the other half were born here.
Yeah.
But on the, I think the 1870 census, They just basically put ditto for
Yeah.
everybody in the household,
Usually-
from the father all the way down.
On Ancestry, if they have a piece of information like that, like
You can look it up usually.
Sometimes they have the document where
Yeah.
it came from that you can look at.
And then you can see, like, because it makes the reader that parses that stuff out makes mistakes, so you have to look at the actual document to see what it said.
Yeah.
But then I have to pay for it. Shit.
Yep.
Yeah. Or
I can
get a
see
library
the-
card, because if you go to the library, because I did that on Tuesday, they have it all. You can use it there as long as you have a library card.
So we will consider this to be an ad for your United States Public Library.
Yes, please go to your local library
That's
and get
right.
a card today.
The branch of your local library is great. And
You can also get a lot more stuff than just books, folks. You can still rent movies. They do that. You
Yeah.
can. I also learned you can rent video games from the library.
Oh, you totally can.
Yep.
And also, like tax software, that's
Yes.
the season. Like, you can get
Many,
tax
many
books
things.
and tax software.
Mm-hmm.
And
Lots of stuff.
also, librarians are cool as shit. Go
They
talk
are
to
cool
them.
as shit. Yes.
Yeah,
Why is
They love to talk with you about books and obscure things.
yeah.
Why
So-
does it say Spikusa?
So, Chris Ham was
'Cause-
saying just a second ago that the software that reads the document isn't great.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah.
it's like OCR'd this, and so it just dropped
Yeah,
that
you
in there.
will
That's
have
why
to
it's
actually look at it to like
Lenny
make some.
Spikusa.
Yeah.
Who
Yeah.
the hell's that?
That's
Anyway.
it's because it's the cursive looks weird to it because it's a bot reader.
Who can read
Yeah.
cursive anymore?
No one can.
Me?
Sorry.
Hello.
Oh, it'll...
Some-
Man,
Everybody should be able to still read cursive. This is the problem of not teaching cursive. Because then all these kids going forward will be like, I can't read that. I guess it's Lenny
I feel like
Spikusa."
our kids had like a
The
book of
ancient-
it, and they did it a little bit, and then I think that was abandoned.
The
I
ancient runes.
think your kids are probably the last ones that touched it.
Probably.
Like they shut that program down in
Yeah.
the middle of your kids doing it. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think they did.
Who's gonna write things out by hand?
I don't write everything in like full cursive. I do a mixture
I do too.
From time to time.
because I don't like some of the letters in cursive. I like them better in print.
I can't do the capitals in cursive anymore, but the lowercase ones are fine. But I had to switch writing again because the kids can't read cursive. So I have to write in my even worse print script so they
Yeah.
can read shit on the board.
Yeah.
Yeah, Levi will say that sometimes too. Why are you writing like that? I can't read it. I'm like, oh god. Okay.
I'm like, how
Well, they
about
would-
kid? And we spend our Saturdays learning how to read cursive so you can read my handwriting.
I'm gonna do my what's good right now.
Okay, let's
Okay.
go.
He's moving
yeah.
along.
Out of order.
Yeah. We're just gonna skip the rest of this show, and I'm gonna
Alright.
talk about how like I have so this is my 40th year on Earth, right?
Wow.
Yeah.
I think we're all around that area now.
Man, you're old as fuck.
Yeah.
I won't be 40 till next year. Sorry.
Don't
Well,
rub
no,
it
I
in.
mean-
Jeez.
Well, I mean, if you're
already
39, you are in your 40th year.
Okay.
Because you
So-
don't.
I'll be
you don't have an age
39
zero.
in June.
I would say I don't think you're 39 yet. So
you will be beginning your
Yep.
beginning your 40th year. Yeah.
yeah.
But I have taken this opportunity to have like a full midlife crisis,
Okay.
and I'm kind of becoming like a tween girl.
Okay.
You guys know I've been very into K-pop, but the most recent thing that I've been doing is I actually got a journal as part of a K-pop collection.
Yeah.
Yeah, it came with a bunch of stickers, and it's themed with one of my favorite groups, Red Velvet. And I have been writing in it with my fat nib fountain pen and
Ooh.
taking pictures,
Nice.
putting stickers on it.
Oh,
Nice.
that brings me back.
I'm totally.
I never did anything that.
I'm
neat.
totally like a 12-year-old girl.
What movie is
That's
Sharon
okay.
seeing in that snippet there?
That is M. Thregan.
Oh,
Yes.
I've never seen that.
M. Thregan.
M. Thregan.
Nice.
So anyway,
So journaling and fancy
That's right.
handwriting
journaling and fancy handwriting, and
red velvet stickers.
You reminded me because all of my writing would be impossible for your children to read.
Like, you just need to get some some Lisa Frank stuff now too, and you'll be like right there with.
Nice.
Do they still
my
make
God.
Lisa Frank stuff?
I'm gonna get the fuck on Amazon right after this.
Lisa Frank, man.
That'll
Gotta
be
get
my
that dolphin trapper keeper.
dude.
Those were
like,
always kind of cool, honestly. They were a lot going on, but well designed.
I fucking love foil stickers. You know,
Yeah.
like you know the ones I'm talking about, the ones that look like kind of chipped metal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's stuff printed over the top of them. Like those foil stickers, I never see them anymore.
Yeah.
Anywhere.
Yeah, they used to be everywhere, but
They used to be in like the little 25-cent gumball machines too. You know what
Yeah.
I'm talking about?
Oh
Yeah.
my god, gumball machines.
Yep.
Yeah,
I know what you're talking about.
yeah. But like I never see those stickers anywhere anymore. I would love to find some.
Yeah, when I was making our pins, I think the place that I went through, you could do stickers also. And that was one of the background options. So, like, now I'm going to have to make some of those for you.
Oh, sweet.
Stickers. Anyway, so Danielle would not go anywhere.
Nah, I'm good.
I guess circling
She wouldn't
back.
visit anyone. Would you go forward in time?
Yes, I want to get the
Wanna see
lottery
books?
numbers, and I want to.
I mean, to visit your family.
No, I want to get
She
the
doesn't
lottery
care about
numbers.
family, apparently.
You wouldn't.
You have to.
She wants to pull it Back to the Future. Didn't you learn
No,
anything
but-
from that
but-
movie?
No,
That would.
I didn't.
That would be a horrible time travel movie where like someone didn't quite think through the logic and was like, I'm gonna time travel to the future with the lottery numbers, and you're like, wait,
I needed to go the other way.
yeah, you gotta get the lottery numbers and go back
In the
and-
future, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what
But
I'm
that
gonna
can
do.
lead to
I'm gonna go
problems.
forward, get those lottery numbers, and then come back, and then we're gonna hit it big, and we're gonna
Okay.
this place.
Okay.
Come back to now with lottery
Yes.
numbers.
Yes.
in the future.
I've learned
visit
from
your
some shows, though,
grandkids.
you got to be
not
careful
not
with
go
that.
to the future with lottery numbers from
No.
today.
Right.
No,
You're
You're like,
that
hey,
would
I
go the other
know
way.
I know the lottery numbers from 3 months ago, and they're
She's
like, yeah,
gonna
we
get
all
us-
do.
She's gonna get a. She's gonna go into the future and get a 2015 sports almanac,
Yep.
and then go back to 1985 and hit it big.
She's going to bet it all on the
So-
Colorado Avalanche last
Yeah.
year. Yep. Yep.
I just need those Powerball numbers for one day when no one else is gonna win it, and we're set.
Or even when a couple people.
Nah, just us.
Oh, okay.
Just us.
Okay.
Well, if you wanted to get
But
more
wait.
over time too, you could break it up and do some of the ones that are you just be a partial winner, not draw too much attention.
yeah.
But maybe
What
they'll
if-
do more if you wanted
What
more
if
often.
by
I don't
choosing
know.
the right numbers, then it changes the random drawings later?
That was
More people win.
literally what I was just gonna say.
I don't know. That could
I'll have
happen.
already won, so whatever.
Okay.
Everyone else can have some too. Enjoy.
Hooray. Oh, man. Hey, Danielle.
What?
How did you like this show?
I liked the show a lot.
Cool.
Oh, well then you'll be so disappointed. Oh my god.
Did you hate it?
No, it got canceled.
Yeah.
No, I know. I
Yeah.
know. I already went through
I
this stuff.
figured,
Already
unfortunately, because I
canceled.
didn't hear anything about it on the internet.
Yeah,
Someone needs to pick it up. I'm sorry. They need to keep going.
they really do. They really do because they
Yeah,
only
it's a
need one
fantastic
more
story.
season.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
could tell it.
And it's
in
like
that.
I know they've already got it laid out. Like they've already
Right.
got it planned. They probably already got it mostly written.
Yeah.
You know Jason Stackhouse wants to come back and keep playing that role, so
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Like he's fucking chewing on the scenery, man.
Who is
He
Jason
loves
Stackhouse? Is
playing
the guy
this
from
Ryan
guy.
Quanten, he's the dad, Tom.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Yes.
was from True Blood.
Sookie's
Yeah,
brother.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was good in that. I didn't
Yeah.
even know it was him.
It took me a
I
minute.
saw him in a movie recently called Glorious. Did we talk about that on here?
I don't think
No.
so.
Glorious. It's on Shudder if you want to watch it.
Oh,
And
okay. I'll have to find it.
it's a really
Is it glorious?
oh my god.
It's bad the
So
microphone
let's-
isn't picking that up, like the head movement.
How? Yeah, you can't see how far sideways I had to turn my head for that. Let me do. I wanna give you a. I just want to give you the one sentence.
All right.
It's called Glorious, and I want you to think about this sentence, okay?
Okay.
As I read it, I want you to think carefully about it. The movie's called Glorious. The film involves a heartbroken man who encounters a strange, all-knowing entity in a rest stop bathroom stall.
Already sold. This sounds great.
And the heartbroken man in this is, it's
Ryan
Wait.
Quanten.
Ryan Quanten.
Wait.
Wait,
Glorious.
glorious.
Rest stop bathroom.
Rest stop bathroom.
Hey,
Okay.
we could always watch this together when we're
Glorious.
in Texas.
Seems like this is
For
not
one of our
appropriate
nights.
for all audiences.
No,
It's on Shudder, so probably
it's
not. But it will be
it's on
good.
Shudder, and the all-knowing entity is the voice of J.K. Simmons.
Oh my gosh.
So it's good.
This just got
It's
even
worth-
better.
It's
So-
worth checking out.
So Tenzin's fallen on hard times.
Tenzin.
So I've given you two things that are good, I guess.
Okay, yes.
Let's
Glorious.
I guess we should keep
Let's
talking
go back
about
to
this
Kindred.
show.
Like,
let's talk about Kindred.
Danielle, what did you like about the show the most?
I just thought it was really interesting.
Yeah.
I liked the actors in it, especially the lead lady and like her lead guy. He was so goofy.
Oh,
Yeah.
Kevin?
Yeah.
Kevin.
Yeah.
Kevin.
It just was. It was just very interesting. It wasn't like something that you normally see
Yeah.
every day and what you would expect. And I liked her sassiness. That she's
Yep.
like, oh, I forget that I'm back in time. I'm just gonna say
Yeah.
these things.
Right.
Exactly.
Real sassy.
Yep. I appreciated Kevin. Like, they talk about how representation is important to people, and I'm glad to finally see a doughy, middle-aged-ish white guy on TV.
Yeah.
Like, I feel much better about my physique
Right.
That's right.
watching him.
Same.
Yeah.
Like
You-
him and
he can
David
do all
Harbour
that.
really made it for
Yeah,
the
yeah.
normal people.
and the Jason Segels of the world.
Right. Right. The pear-shaped men, like
Yes.
my brethren.
I'm just like, good. I can go back in time, and my benefactor will get me a suit made, and I will
Yeah.
look fine.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
I also liked how I didn't really like know anybody in that until like later found out that that was the guy from True Blood, but still like didn't really know these
Yep.
actors and
Yeah.
it was still really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I can't think of anyone who was like doing a bad job, like
No.
except for some of the
They
kids.
were all
but
good.
I mean, they're
Well,
kids.
The kid actors
They're
are
kids,
never
yeah.
great.
Yeah.
I liked
They
Like, they're
did
still
well
learning.
enough. Yeah.
it was like so good that like we powered through like the last 4 episodes all in a row.
Yeah.
Yeah, so did I.
I watched all of them yesterday.
Yeah.
I watched
It was
most
a-
of it yesterday, too.
It was a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it was
kinda
role
forgot.
reversal because Danielle was the one falling asleep this time.
Oh yeah.
Towards the end of them at like 2 a.m.
I wasn't
Well,
falling
that's
asleep.
fair.
Yes, you were.
I was very
You were-
much awake.
You were nodding
If it
off.
was 2 a.m, that's
No.
also fair.
I was not nodding off. It must have been Travis if somebody was falling asleep because I was awake for all of it. And then when it ended, I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?
Yep.
This is it?"
Yep.
That's where they're
Yeah.
stopping it.
Yep.
I was
they
like,
should have just
I
made
need
2
them-
seasons and dropped them, but
It's like, I'm sorry that Tom guy needs to die, like, and he's still alive, so that's really unfortunate. And then they canceled the series.
I was gonna say.
things
How will I
happen in
know
the
if he ever
book,
gets
so...
killed?
I was gonna be nervous about spoiling the rest of it for you, but if it never gets made, how could we spoil it? So
That's
Right.
right.
But it might get made.
it might. It
Yeah,
might, but
maybe
I can't
Amazon
say.
will pick
I
it
don't know,
up
but
or
you said
something.
it's a lot different from the actual book.
It is.
I
Very
wouldn't.
different.
I wouldn't
Not
say that it's a lot different.
different. There were a lot of
I
new
would.
things, but
They
that is what I
changed some
wanted
really
to-
core stuff that affects how
Yeah.
this... Like, they cover the same general topics, but they've also changed a lot that can affect how,
Yeah.
how it
Like
plays
Travis
out.
said, it wasn't the mom.
Yeah.
Well, I wanted to kind of go through some of the major changes and just kind of talk
Yeah.
them over.
Let's
So,
let's
like-
do that.
So, like, first of all, the modernization I thought was fine.
Yeah.
There wasn't a big difference bringing it up to present day, except it was kind of
Like
weird to
cell
me that
phones.
like Kevin's like just her new boyfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah,
instead
I
of
didn't
her
like that
husband.
change. I preferred it the other way, yeah.
Because like I would be like, oh, I'm never talking to you again. Like,
Yeah, it changes
I'm
the
out. Well,
I
dynamic
think-
of them trying to be a team getting through the situation
Well,
yeah,
by
I
not
think-
being married.
I understand the reason that they did it, and it's just to change the order of things, right?
yeah,
Because if you go through the book, what they do is it's already established when they start telling the story that that she and Kevin are married and that they like love each other and trust each other, etc. And
Right.
you just buy it and go through it for the first however long until they actually start talking about how they met and courted and like got together for several pages or whatever.
right.
they, they just instead decided to take that and reorder it and put it at the beginning. Say, let's show you at the beginning how they got to know each other, how they became closer, and we'll just speed up the timeline a little bit.
Right.
Instead of having their relationship be this established one and then showing how it became established later, we'll just establish it in the beginning instead because it's simpler.
Yeah.
So I don't fault them for doing that, I guess.
What year was it supposed to be?
60 something?
No,
The
it was
60s?
like
it was
75.
1970.
Oh, I'm sorry.
78.
Yeah, it was close to when they was published.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, 1978, and they were a biracial couple?
Yep.
Yes.
And they do go into...
And that's an issue in their background.
Yep.
Yeah. And they do touch on it a little bit in the TV show that it's still a fucking thing now, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It might even
Just
be
in
more
the
of
way
a
that
thing
it is
now.
these days with,
Yeah.
oh, there's all these different elements and people and are you
Yeah.
sure you're okay? And things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wasn't too upset with it, although it was a little bit, like, I guess the other option they would have had would have been to, like, make their relationship flashback, but they're already jumping
exactly.
back and forth in time, like, maybe they're like, that's a little bit too confusing.
Let's
Simplify.
have them moving back and forth between past and present, and then also have flashbacks. And like,
Yeah.
how do you do that visually in a way that's like not confusing to a more general audience? Because there were certain things that they did, I think, that was. There were other things that they did that I thought like, you didn't really need to insult us by doing that.
Yeah, spelling that out for us.
Yeah.
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 But
It also seemed like it focused a lot more on Tom Whalen as a character, which I guess they would have kind of
Yeah.
had to, because a lot of that stuff you kind of heard about, so to speak,
Yeah.
in
Right.
the book. Like that was what's going on in the house, and now we just get to see
Right.
it instead. But
exactly.
a lot of the characterization that we would have been gotten from like Rufus in the book, they just gave to
Yeah.
Tom instead.
Exactly.
His name is Rufus, though.
Rufus Whalen.
She even said that in the book too. She's like, "Ugh,
It's a dog.
Yeah.
what a
Like
terrible name."
what kind of white trash name is Rufus? Like,
I mean, it was
Dog
popular
name.
at
It's
my
my
point in
sister's
time.
dog's name.
but like,
Well, don't tell
Um,
Rufus Wainwright that.
like, oh man, I lost my thread.
If I ever
Anyway.
meet Rufus Wainwright, I won't bring it up.
Yeah. me neither. Who's
You got
Rufus
a
Wainwright?
terrible name. Your music's okay,
Musician.
but you got a terrible name, sir.
It's just old timey.
Yeah. I did eventually come around to, like, seeing more of her family in it. Like, in the book,
Yeah.
like, her family's just kind of not a thing, because they don't really
Yeah.
approve of the marriage, but...
I mean,
Right.
they got 8 episodes to fill, you know.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
like that was, it. I think for that kind of thing, it's down to your preference.
Right.
When you're talking about the difference between the book and the TV show, again, like I don't particularly have an opinion about them adding these particular details. I guess about
Yeah.
all of the extra characters, or like expanding Kevin's role to give him more stuff to do.
Right.
Or like all of these things, like they don't particularly bother me, because you can go back to the book where she has like artfully subtracted everything that's extraneous.
Yeah.
Right.
And has written this like incredibly tight, like, I will get across everything to you in like the minimum amount of words possible, and you are still going to feel like you have taken in and understood everything and felt everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in the TV show they have 8 episodes to fill, so they're gonna throw in some side plots that weren't there before,
Right.
Right.
and it adds some interest, and it breaks things up a little bit.
Yeah.
And it's not a bad thing. Like,
No.
they could have made it a shorter TV show, or they could have done what they did, and
Right.
I'm fine either way.
Yeah. It's kind of like helping us conceptualize like what a normal person would have been seeing for like that, and the the neighbors who are like paying attention to all this shit, but it's also kind of weird when it's like, well, this is one evening. Like,
Yeah.
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 That's pretty crazy, right? Yeah. Yeah, throwing in the Karen next door.
Right.
And
Your
like
fucking husband. I hate that guy's face.
I love their
Carlo.
I love their like talking on like the next door or whatever.
Yeah,
like
neighborhood
their
app,
version
yeah.
of neighborhood.
I'm like, I have that app next door.
You just watch all the racist stuff happen on it.
Well, my neighborhood's
that's what you do.
diverse, so not the same
I
issues. But a few streets over. Yep.
yeah.
Yeah. Like I didn't mind the adding in of the extra characters. The one that I'm like that raised a lot of questions for me though was like her mom being in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the main question there is being like, is Rufus calling her back too? Is it going to be somebody else? Like why? I guess it must.
Yeah,
have been.
she got, from what I've parsed together, she got called back to ensure Rufus was born,
Yeah.
Oh.
as we've seen. And then since she was already back there, I guess Time had to reach out to Dana instead, is how it's kind of being portrayed, so that she could keep him safe as well. So it's all, I guess, for some reason, the universe wants to make sure these people still exist.
Well, they you know, they also hinted again, like adding this subplot. They also hinted that her grandmother too.
Right.
Yeah, her
So,
grandmother
like-
had the
so,
same
like-
issues and abandoned her family, even though she disappeared.
Yeah.
So who
it's-
knows who she ended up... She may have been there to keep the dad alive as a kid or something. Who knows?
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Like I get the sense that they keep getting summoned back to like
Yeah.
protect these incredibly accident-prone people.
Who,
Yeah.
in my opinion, don't always deserve protecting, but if you remove them, then you remove a whole line of folks.
Right.
So
Right.
Yep. I mean,
Can't
well, I
really
mean,
do
and
that.
that is exactly the point of the book, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is to point out like how pretty fucked up that is.
Yeah.
That
It's our
people
title
just-
of
and-
kindred, of kin.
Yeah.
Like, they're your kindred, whether you like them or not.
Yep.
So,
So can I say one thing that I only noticed in the last episode?
Yeah.
Just while we're talking about
No.
the word
No,
kindred.
fuck you. You can't say that.
Oh no! So the title card.
yeah.
Yeah, it was
Every episode, the title card was different, but
Yes.
the last episode, I finally put together
The K and the D.
the K and the D
Yeah.
flying away from each other.
Yeah.
Kevin and Dana.
Yeah.
Kevin and Dana, and then the D in the middle of the logo for
Right.
Dana. So whenever they were doing things like with the,
Yeah.
they turned it into like linked chain links, and
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
turned it into like a timer, or they like cut it in half, or like
Yeah.
Yeah.
all the things they do to the D in the middle of the logo. That's for Dana, I think, and then like the K and the D on either end are for Kevin and Dana when they do things with them.
Yeah.
So like.
I picked up on that one, and then I was like, I wonder if I've been missing like hidden messages the whole time, and then I didn't go back and look. So
You did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like,
I caught some, but
somebody
not
just
others.
got like Adobe Premiere Pro, and they're messing with the title, whatever. But
Yeah. I was
Yeah.
like in the beginning I'm like I don't really know what this is, and it took me like the entire show to figure out.
yeah.
And I do actually want to go back and look at all of the
Right.
yeah.
Yep. So Danielle, make up an ending for the show since there's not going to be another season. Like, how do you want
I want to know what you think.
How
Yeah.
do I want it to end?
Yeah.
Oh,
How, if you were writing it, like, you've watched some TV, how would you end it?
I don't know. The Tom guy would be dead
Okay.
Okay.
for sure.
By whom?
Because he's a jerk. I think that she should kill him.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't really know because now there's like too much crazy stuff. Like her mom came back with her.
Oh, she did?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they found her
Oh,
They
mom.
said
Oh,
they
shit,
said
that's
they
right.
found her.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she
'Cause it
jumped
didn't
on
look
her,
like
and
she
then she
did,
went
but-
back, and then
Yeah.
her aunt got a call from the
Yeah.
husband. It's like,
Yeah.
they found your sister.
Yeah.
She's like, what the
And-
fuck is going on?
Right.
Since-
and that's how it ends.
Since it sounds like you always go back to the same place, right?
Yeah.
Right.
That's what they
we
were
picked
saying.
up on for the show. You go back to where you left from.
in the show. Well, no, you don't go back to where you left from. You always just show up back in the same spot.
Well, yeah, I meant like originally.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Originally, well,
Yeah.
anyway, her mom's never come back before, so
Yeah.
we don't
Right.
actually know where she comes back to. They don't mention it. They
The
just say
apartment
they
that
found
she-
Yeah, I
her.
feel like she came back to the apartment that they sold, and like people are like, there's a weird person in here.
Could be.
Yeah.
You don't live here anymore.
Yeah.
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 I don't know. That's all I got. 'Cause
Okay.
I wanted to watch and see what they were gonna do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just wanted the
Well,
Tom
hey.
guy to get what's coming to him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I think we could confirm that probably would have happened somehow.
Well, I will say that by 2016 he's dead.
For sure.
Definitely. Super dead. Like, could not be
Yeah.
more dead.
Okay.
Nope.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have written it where, like, she's bringing everyone from the past into the present and, like, look at you.
They already
Look how the world's
established you
different
can't.
now. Well, didn't they say that one of the patrollers disappeared with her?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
he didn't
Oh,
show
yeah,
up.
that
He's
guy
dead.
died.
He didn't come back to the future just like their clothes don't come
Yeah,
back.
anything
Just
from
like-
the past does not come forward.
He got time
He-
murdered?
Yeah, he
Yes.
he fell out of the phone booth in the circuits of time.
Yeah, he got time murdered.
Nice.
The mom only got to come back because
She's from the
She's
future.
from there.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, maybe that's
Same
how they
with her
should kill
ring.
off Tom Whalen. Like, come with me to my
Yeah.
world and, like,
Mine
Could.
was dead.
lose her in the oblivion of time. Like,
Yeah.
suffer eldritch horror to murder you with, like, non-existence.
Because he was horrible. I even liked Kevin being like, you should leave him because he's a horrible person.
Yeah.
Well, he's nicely playing piano.
I like that, too.
Yeah.
Because that's a great
Well, he's
Kevin type of thing. It's like, you'll be fine, right? Like,
You
just
should
divorce
leave him.
your husband in the
Yeah.
You'll find
1800s.
someone who'll take
Yeah.
care of you.
Yeah, because that's what you do back then.
yep.
Right.
And
No.
I love how he did not consider the fact that she might interpret it the way that she did.
Yeah. It's
It's like, dude,
And
you're
he's
like
like,
the
"Oh,
only
no."
option right here.
Yeah.
Like, if she's going to leave anybody, it's going to be for you because you're there.
Yeah.
Well, because he's the hottest guy in the 1800s, apparently. Like, everyone
No, it's
wants
just
him.
he's nice.
He's
That's what-
even the men wanted him.
Yeah,
well, I mean, he's tall, right?
yeah,
He was pretty tall.
And he's also like super charming
yeah,
with his
He's cuddly.
California accent.
yeah.
I love his California. He's so great.
Yeah. He
That guy's
confirmed
so
in the
great.
first episode he's Californian because he's like, oh, like someone lied to you saying you live over here, like in Silver Lake. Got to
Yep.
take the 101 up to the whatever. Like, let's get to your house.
Yeah, I don't know. I like him.
If he could have been like, oh, what are you doing here?
he was great.
What is this?
I expected at one point someone was going to question his tattoos, but I
Yeah.
guess no.
They apparently never saw them.
You're like, whatever.
I feel like Tom Whalen was also the
Well-
dumbest person. Like the excuses that he made up, like what are, and he's like, yeah, okay, I could go with that.
Well, people were a little more trusting back then, and yes, Tom is not the smartest man in the area.
I would also
But-
say that like
People just didn't make assumptions about stuff. Like, they're like, okay, well, I'm going to take you at your word, because what's around to disprove that right now?
Right.
You know?
there's there were also like a long time ago people used to talk about like these dumb kind of social theories that if you saw something that you weren't mentally prepared for, that you just wouldn't see it as
Right.
something.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like you would just understand it only within the framework of what you're able to understand, and you would
Right.
kind
Right.
of throw away the things that you don't understand. I think it's been like thoroughly disproven at this point. Like they used to say stuff about how like Native Americans when the colonizers first showed up with their boats, like they didn't see the boats because they didn't know what the hell they were. They thought they were
Right.
something like
They're just like clouds.
But yeah,
They knew what
I
boats
see.
were.
I see your face, Chris Ham. You are absolutely correct. Yeah, like
They
what
knew
the
what
fuck?
boats were. They just didn't make big boats.
Once
on the
again,
East
it's
Coast.
unfortunate you
but-
can't hear your facial expression on that.
Yeah, but I would say it is like a thing that like I don't know if you always lived in like one fucking place like your entire life and suddenly like just a strangely dressed person showed up
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd probably be like, oh, here is a person who's like dressed in a way I've never seen before.
Yeah.
Well, like they always said,
How
I
much
got
of
robbed.
how much of the world do you know? Really?
You don't.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
It was like, I got robbed. And it was like, well, yeah, your clothes look vaguely like our period's underwear, so that makes sense.
Yeah, well, that'd be
They're
my
odd,
thing.
but you're from
Well, I
New
mean,
York, so
I
I don't
would
know
thought
what they're
you're
doing
a
in
crazy
New York.
person who came
That's
to this.
that's actually kind of funny that you say that because like a lot of the clothes we wear are basically just underwear from a long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they used to wear like way too many clothes.
Yeah.
I'm not
I still
sure
wish
how any of them
we
weren't
kinda
sweating to
wore-
death.
Like
I still
a
wish we wore
t-shirt-
like embroidered waistcoats, though. I think they're cool.
a t-shirt was underwear until how long ago?
Yeah.
Like
I don't
30
know.
years ago, for like, because even in the 50s, that's why they did all those greasers wearing their t-shirts or walking around in
Yeah.
their underwear.
Yeah,
You're supposed to wear a
basically.
regular shirt over that.
They're being rebels by just wearing a
Yeah.
t-shirt, and like
Right.
it became like a like it was also a thing in like another movie where they I can't remember which one it was, but there was a movie where a guy just wasn't wearing an undershirt under his and they're like, oh, like
Yeah.
that became a thing after that where dudes were just like, yeah, I'm gonna wear my shirt without an undershirt.
Oh,
Because
Check it
especially
out.
like with white shirts, like
Yeah.
even like white dress shirts, if you don't wear an undershirt, we can see you.
And
Like, and that's how they're designed. It's supposed to be light and airy because you were putting other layers over it until like 50 years ago.
I had
So-
I had a professor. I was a TA for him. He's just like he's a delightful German man, right? Like just but like taught like these giant calculus sections. And they used to have that rate my professor. I don't know if they still
Yeah, I
have
remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he had so many chili peppers, this dude, and it
Oh, geez.
was all the female students mentioning how he wears his white shirt without an undershirt.
Oh.
Just this
They're
like
so thirsty.
oh my god. And like to me, I was like, he's just like an average looking dude, but all these
Yeah,
college
but-
girls are like, oh man.
But you can see his nipple area.
Risque, yeah.
Kind of know where his
See
nipple
him.
area
He
is.
had nipples.
like,
And
all
you can
these-
see them through that shirt.
all these girls like, ooh, Zaddy. Like,
Wow. Okay.
anyway,
But yeah, you're right, Travis. We do basically wear just what was underwear for
yeah,
regular wear. We
Yeah.
just
Well,
thickened
that's
up the
what I'm
material,
saying.
and now it's
If
acceptable.
a random person in underwear showed up at my house, even if I was like bored and had nothing else to do, I'd still be like, "That's a crazy person. I'm going to send them on their way."
Like, here's a blanket. Let me
Yeah.
call you some help. But
I'm
back
Sorry
then,
you
you
were
didn't
robbed.
do that.
Here's the local police station.
Well, back
Good
then you
luck.
didn't have that, and you couldn't
Exactly.
do that. The local police was in town like an hour away.
Yeah.
So
Like
that's
it's
what they
that
talk
way.
about.
Start walking.
This
Like,
is-
Christian
This
charity, and you take the person in, and
Yeah.
you assess them, and
Nope.
if they seem like a threat, you lock them in the room.
it's
Nope.
why hospitality was a thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But they also have guns everywhere.
Well,
It was
but-
like mandatory hospitality. I like it better now
Yeah,
that we
but-
get to choose.
Yeah, but I'm a Yankee,
Yeah.
so I don't have to have hospitality.
that's right.
I choose not to be hospitable.
I mean,
The-
you would have back then, but
The reason for it is that shit was just so far apart.
yeah.
You know, like, yeah,
And you would basically be like, you probably will die if I just send you on your way. So
exactly.
Yes, exactly.
You will be die to the
And
elements
then
or
that would
bandits or
be
both.
considered on your hands, Travis, that you let a person in need.
Yeah, but who's gonna know? I don't have
Wander
a ring
off into
doorbell
the
in the
night.
1800s.
Yeah.
They're gonna
When they
don't
find
know
the
it's
body
regular.
eventually and figure
Yeah.
out who it was close to,
exactly.
they'll come asking. So,
I'll blame some random hobos. It's fine.
And you could do that, and you'd be believed. So,
I'll use my privilege to get out of
just
trouble.
like, oh yeah, we got robbed,
that
I
was
don't
the
have
message
any
I was supposed to
clothes.
take away from this book, right? And like,
and
Use
my
your white
instruments were
privilege.
stolen.
oh my god,
Take advantage of it as much as
as
possible.
much as possible.
As much as possible.
The other thing I really liked about Kevin
Use your white indignance.
was in the first episode when he drives Dana home, and he's like,
Yeah.
"Oh wow, is this hipster chow on your steps? Like, can I have this? Like,
oh yeah.
can I just have a bunch of old records?"
Can I have these? Yeah.
Well, she didn't want them, so why not?
All the neighborhood hipsters are showing up in her lawn now.
Yep.
Yeah,
She keeps
And I liked how
food out for her.
when he took her to his little place, and she's looking around, and was like, "Oh, he did keep them."
Yeah.
You know, there they
Yeah.
are.
It's one of the visual shorthands for this guy's like semi or more intelligent than average characters, or like more sensitive because he likes jazz.
Yep.
Well, I think it's
Like
it's
he could
trying.
play piano, and,
I
and
think
he
it's
likes jazz.
I think it's trying to show that he's you know
He's a good guy.
He's more colorblind than the average person.
Right.
Yeah.
I think
and he
that's
might
what they're
have some
trying to
problems,
show.
as we find out, like we all do. But he's
exactly.
an okay guy on the whole.
Exactly.
You know.
He's not just a doughy waiter from Silver.
Yeah.
Right, telling you shit to
Yeah.
get in your pants or something. He actually
Right.
means what he says and does.
Right.
So
Right. I also, like, before I figured out what was going on, like that scene with Rufus face down in his crib, I'm like, uh-oh.
yeah,
Yeah.
And Dana's
that
mom,
wasn't
like,
in the book. What's this?
Scanners screaming at him. I'm like, what the hell is happening in this show?
Who
Yeah.
put the baby face down?
The Sarah, the lady in the
Okay.
The cook.
I
cookhouse.
couldn't
The cook.
remember which person put
Yeah, it was
Because I didn't
it was
remember
the
that,
cook.
but then she said she did in the last episode. So I'm
Yeah.
like, oh,
Yeah.
and her whole
She-
thing, like,
Sarah
why you
was
basically like, why you think that lady got pregnant 5 times and had no kids? That was me.
Yeah.
Right.
Sarah was,
Like,
like, stone
oh.
cold in this. Like,
She's like, I'm gonna
Well-
put this stuff in this cake. She's
Yeah.
never gonna eat her food again.
uh-huh.
She wanted all them white ladies and other people to leave and to go back to the way it used to be before.
Right.
Yep.
Things were nicer for the black people on that plantation.
Yeah,
And
She-
I understand
she did what she had to do,
Yeah.
which is
for survival.
which is this entire story. You know,
Yeah,
Right.
that's
Was
why I
the
wish
other,
they would
like,
have
wife nicer or something? Did they like
first
the other
wife?
the
being
first
that?
wife.
the
probably,
first wife.
But she
Basically, if you look at everything, right, there's the library, you know, full of books.
The pianoforte.
Yep.
The guy can't read. His new wife can't really read. You know,
Right.
She sold a bunch of slaves to enslaved people. I should say that. She sold a bunch of their enslaved people to others to buy furniture.
Yep, to redecorate, get
Which-
rid of what the
which-
first wife had got.
Yeah, and
Right.
and yeah, her sister shows up and says like that furniture was fine.
Yeah.
And yeah, Sarah the cook says yes, the old
Yeah.
furniture was fine. I don't know why she had to do that. Basically, nobody likes her because she's a busybody, the new wife, and she
Yeah.
like gives them too much to do and is just always up their asses about shit.
She was.
Well, that's
And-
because
Yeah.
we get the idea, like they talk about in the book too, but you get the idea that like she doesn't come from that level of money,
Exactly.
and
Yeah.
she's also like I got, especially in the show, in the unfortunate position of her husband is still in love with his dead wife.
Yeah,
He's never going to love her the same way,
exactly.
Or
and
at
so
all.
she has or at all.
Yeah.
She's just there to make the heir for the plantation. And that's
Yeah.
how he acts. That's how he treats her,
And-
she's
and
got
it
nothing
also-
else to do, so she takes it out on the slaves
Yeah.
and tries to pretend to be someone she's not.
There was, I would say that's also the reason that like Rufus isn't particularly treated very well by his
Yeah.
father. That he's just a reminder that his first wife died
Right.
Yeah.
without
he-
any kids, I guess.
without any kids.
Without any
yes.
kids.
So he just has this this one kid who he
And,
thinks
like-
is like effeminate and weak. And
But he
like,
needs him
Yeah.
because he needs
but-
him as his heir, but
Exactly.
yeah, doesn't really like him because he doesn't
When the-
know him.
When the show first started, I thought it was the dad that was trying to kill him over and over again, but that was not the
Yeah.
case.
No, that's
what
just
I
his
thought was happening.
strict sense of
Wow, that would have
discipline,
been
'cause
even
it's-
darker. Like
Like
I was like,
18,
wow,
15.
the dad keeps trying to kill him, so she has to go back and like save him every time.
No, that's
Wow.
just the kid's perception of what's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So in like the second episode where we go back and he's broken his leg,
Uh-huh.
or was it his arm? I forget, but
this is leg
It was his
his
leg.
leg.
falling out of a tree.
Sends Kevin away, and she's like splints up his leg. Danielle's like, where did she get all of that rope?
Where was that?
She's got like 6 ropes around his leg for the splint. I'm like, she didn't bring it. It wasn't in a tree. They didn't have like a bag that I saw.
They
Where did that
forgot.
rope come from?
They forgot to tell us.
Yeah, in the book they definitely mentioned her bringing rope. Well,
Yeah,
no.
in her
I'll
bag.
say 90% sure. They mentioned her bringing
Yeah, she
rope.
had a
had, like,
bag by the
supplies.
second trip because Kevin's like, let's put some shit together so if you get
So-
pulled in again, you have some stuff.
Yeah.
I'm willing to call that just an oversight.
Yeah.
But yeah,
She didn't have the bag yet at that point.
Yeah,
That
or
was the next
edit.
time, right?
An edit that got made.
Yeah, she should
Somewhere.
have, but she didn't. So
Uh,
that's just an edit got made somewhere.
Also, really, really like the doctor coming in and
Oh
like
my
having
God.
having a
coughing
drink.
and like, yeah.
Yeah.
No
Don't
time
you want to wash your hands?
It's like, no
No, I
time!
don't have time for that. Well, Brittany was watching that with me, and she's like, when I was watching it, she's like, but you had time to stand here for like 10 minutes and talk,
No time.
but not to wash your hands.
I think
I'm
even
like,
Danielle
oh my
was like,
God,
"No
this
time
kid's
for
gonna
cup.
die.
No time for cup!
This kid's in pain. Gotta go."
Man, I love that that's still a thing that we say.
I like it because Danielle doesn't have any idea what it's from.
She doesn't have the
says it,
context for it.
Well, he told me what happened, and I just I feel
Say
like
it
I would have
anyway.
liked that little guy.
and-
Yeah, he was cool.
yeah.
No time for cup.
I also liked in that episode where like, ugh, who celebrates Christmas? I'm like, time traveling Hallmark books have told me everyone celebrates
Yeah.
Christmas at
I
all
don't
Oh
know
my
times.
who
God.
the issue is.
No, I'm sorry, they did.
No, they didn't.
That guy had like a party at the mine or whatever, and the time was
Christmas was not a thing.
Yeah.
That
Jesus wasn't
English-speaking
born
people.
yet in the 1800s.
No, he was. It just wasn't an important holiday.
Yeah.
That came from the Puritans still. And even though those people were most likely Baptists at that point, they grew out of some of those threads. So
Yeah,
nobody
yeah.
celebrated Christmas in the Americas. It was a minor holiday.
Yeah.
And it
Yeah.
didn't get big again until the 40 years later. Like the catalyst for doing modern Christmas was Queen Victoria, and because her husband brought it from Germany,
Ah.
because that's what they did in
I thought
Germany
I
growing
thought you
up
were
for
gonna say
him, and he
the
wanted to do it at
catalyst
home.
was Charlie Brown Christmas and Coca-Cola.
No, it was Queen Victoria
For
and her
sponsoring
family,
it.
because they did. They basically published it. They
Yeah.
did some big, nice drawing of her family celebrating Christmas, and that got very popular, spread around the world, fashionable things, and that's when it got bigger again. But yeah, it wasn't a holiday. It wasn't like a
was
federal thing. It was just like, do you
fuel.
celebrate Christmas or not? But people went to work. It was a normal day.
Yeah.
So
Just another day.
just because of the
Uh,
Puritans and and other Protestants wanting to rebel against medieval things that they didn't like. I guess they didn't like being happy. I don't know. So
Sorry, no
Ugh.
happiness, no joy.
They
You know.
need to be grim at all
Yes.
times.
like then you guys would have hated the Jewish people more than you did if you knew, because we have holidays all the freaking time. Every few months, another holiday.
Yep.
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 So
That guy's cell phone had like amazing battery storage.
Totally. They listen to
Well,
so many songs.
Amazing.
If
Yep.
if you like are only listening to music with the screen off, like it'll last a while.
yeah, and
if
it's
you,
not
Probably
pulling
wasn't
in
getting any
antenna
data.
stuff. So
and
yeah.
if you if you put on airplane mode, that would also
it'll last
like,
a while.
Like
Yeah.
because if they forgot and didn't turn on airplane mode, that cell phone would be dead in like 2 hours.
Right.
Yeah.
Like screaming for a cell tower the whole time.
Yeah,
Right.
I'd be like, hey, what the hell? I'm looking for GPS, and like, are we on Earth?
Like yes, phone, but not in the right time.
Yeah.
Where
What
are
was-
we?
And those
Yeah.
pictures he took, I was wondering what the the EXT data would have said about it. I guess based on the internal clock, but
Yeah.
Yeah, it,
I'm like,
it
why
would
do
have
you
been.
take pictures of other shit at night, but then someone might have seen you and going, what the fuck is that? What is this demon box in your hands? So they're like, well, yeah, you're right. Can't explain that one.
And you're like, well, I have your soul, and then you go back to the future with it.
bye.
You know?
Actually, you
damned
could
forever,
do that.
bye.
It'd be like, you need to do everything I want you to do right now, Tom Whalen,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because I
I'm
have
gonna-
your soul.
I'm gonna play the Eddie Van Halen eruption guitar solo in your ears in the middle of the night with it.
And claim to be from the planet Vulcan.
Vulcan.
Right.
Yep. I think we kind of talked about the child actors in here, but they really reminded me of Ricky Bobby's kids.
Oh yeah.
Dana, I'm going to come at you like a spider monkey. Like, I'm like, I don't know. I'm sure it was a fine accent, but it felt very TV accent.
Yeah, the adults holy crap, they did amazing accents.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm actually half curious, like how period accurate some of them are.
I would be too,
because I feel like it might actually be pretty close. Some of them, like what they were actually supposed to sound like back then. So that's something I'm going to check out later.
right?
I'll report back.
All right.
Especially for some
Let us
upper
know.
class.
Yeah.
Because one of the, I know Kathy Bates, they said in one of her American Horror Story seasons, I think it's Carnival, she did a really great job with the weird Baltimore accent that used to exist for lower class people.
Oh, yeah.
So
Baltimore?
I'm sure they're had a nicer one for the upper class folks.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Um,
back in the day.
yeah. Just looking through the rest of my notes here, like, we talked a little bit about, like, the neighbors snooping and whatnot, like, when they came back and had that fight. It's just reminded of, it's good life advice to always have a good fuck-off chambered and ready to go.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
in case. Like, sometimes you just need to shut this shit down. Like,
Also,
Yeah.
did you tell my wife to fuck off?
yeah.
Yeah.
And
Like,
also
well, your
you
wife
can
was
too.
here bothering us, so yeah. What are
You
you
know,
going to do about
like-
it?
Mind your business.
I think
Like,
that
look
was
here,
the
soy boy.
subplot that I liked the least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Them.
They were just
Like,
kind of annoying.
I understand why they put it in there.
Yeah.
But I think that wasn't the most well executed thing. Like
Right.
it just felt to me like like Julia Louis-Dreyfus in Christmas Vacation.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like to me. Those
Yeah.
neighbors.
Yeah.
You
Listen,
know.
though, their cat was gone, and they had every right to be upset that their cat was gone.
I get that part, but the rest of it was too much.
But the cat
What's
lives
this
fine.
guy?
And I'm like, I'm sorry, your cat lives in like 1820 now, so you're
Yeah,
not getting her
sorry.
back.
She's feasting on ancient mice now.
Yeah,
That's right.
She's having a good life with a little girl, so she'll be
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah. Yeah, and I wonder if they ever got a season 2, if they were going to be more impactful than Neighbors, like more of the modern day commentary, not just
Yeah.
kind of
Maybe.
like, wink, there's still prejudices
Right? Maybe.
prejudices about interracial couples, but
They really had
Right.
that neighbor
Yeah.
wife looking like a dump truck when they're supposed to be in like a higher end kind of area.
Yeah, but she was doing her bedtime stuff, so you don't look
Yeah.
that great when you're going to bed.
I
it
guess.
can't ever be like, what was his husband's name, Carlo? Like,
She-
just
Yeah,
doing push-ups,
Carlo.
looking
Fucking
hot.
hate
She
his
was-
face.
She was also going psychotic, so
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
to be fair, she kept hearing weird shit and looking over and seeing people like disappear.
Yeah.
Right.
So there is
Yeah.
that element to it as well.
Yeah. Yep.
And trying to be like, I'm a modern, educated woman. I'm going insane. Like, what's
Yeah.
happening?
See, I if that was happening to me, I would probably not go outside. I would probably
I
be
agree.
like, I
I
should
would
not
leave
be
it to-
around people right now.
Yeah, I would leave them alone and be like, well, we hear it
Yeah.
again. I'll call the cops. You know.
Yeah. If I'm going from life experience, like sometimes the neighbor kids are loud getting in their car at night. I'm like, I'm going to hide behind the blinds and watch them
Yep.
Yeah.
until they leave. And that's the extent of my involvement.
Yeah.
To make sure they get somewhere else. That's it. Did we ever see what happened with the gun that they put in the fridge?
I
No.
assume she took it with her, but I don't know.
She didn't.
Oh, she left it. Because what didn't the cops or something show up and she shut the fridge?
So okay, so what happened was that that was just a piece of what did they call it? Dramatic irony,
Yeah.
I think. Where basically it was just an extra piece of tension for you in that scene.
Yeah.
Because you as the audience know
Uh-huh.
that gun is in the fridge,
Yeah.
and you also know that she just told the police that
Right.
there are no weapons in the house.
Right.
So like
It's like the
now,
ticking bomb off
now
scene.
you have that ticking time bomb of like, oh, here's a young black woman in an expensive neighborhood, and she's just told 2 white police officers that she doesn't have a weapon,
Yeah.
and if they actually open the fridge door, she's going to be fucked.
Right.
Right.
Like, so you're just waiting for that to happen, and
Yeah.
thankfully they don't open the fridge door.
I
Right.
just wanted her to go back and get that gun out of the fridge and take it back in time with her. She needed that.
Agreed. And she may have done that at some point
Yeah.
if the show continued.
Oh man.
This is kind of jumping ahead, but like So the cops show up and like you're like bloody
Yeah.
by yourself, and there's been reports of disturbances, and you can just tell them to leave. Like, I don't feel like that. Like, you must go. Like,
Yeah, you can.
They didn't
We
have
did
a right
that.
to be in her house.
Yeah,
They did that
agreed,
once
but
because
like, couldn't they do like a safety check or like?
they don't. The minute you tell them to leave, though, they have to leave.
Yeah.
There's no
There was
warrant.
nobody
There's
there
no...
like that was actively doing harm. Like so.
Exactly. Nobody.
We did that.
There was
a couple
no
years ago.
there was no direct evidence of a crime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had
I gotcha.
so our old roommate's crazy ex left
I
some
can't
kids'
wait to
toys
hear
here.
where this is going.
Left some kids' toys here from a visit. And whatnot, and then they broke up and all that, and like 6 months later, or 9 months later, she's like contacting us, like, I need my shit back. We're like, we almost threw that crap out. Like, it's been 9 months. Like, we could have thrown it out a few months ago.
Yeah.
And, I don't know. We told him to deal with it, and he did. He's like, don't come here, don't send anybody or anything like that. We'll just let us know when shit's going to happen. We're going to put it out there, and don't let no one can. Whoever you're sending can't come onto our property, stuff like that. So,
Yeah.
she called the cops to come with this guy to get this shit. And Brittany answered the door and like was not having this shit. So she told the cops that you are not welcome on my property. Get off of our property.
Yeah.
And they did. Because there's no reason for them to be in your house or on your stoop.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
like you said, there's nothing obviously negative going on. There's no actual danger here. So
Yeah.
they have to listen. If you tell them to get the fuck out, they have to leave.
Yeah.
I would just,
You know?
I guess I would have thought, like, her actively bleeding, that'd be probable cause that they'd be like, we have to take you somewhere or call
No.
somebody, but
They would have called an ambulance and strongly
Yeah.
encouraged her to get into it. But
Yeah.
she's not disturbed and unable to make that choice for herself in that moment. So
But
they
there
can't
is-
force you to do anything.
There is also like a thing to take into consideration here is just the difference, I guess, our perspective on police as white people versus versus what her experience with police probably would have
Correct.
been living
Yeah.
in
That
New
is
York
very
with
true.
like stop and frisk and shit.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know, she seemed like very okay with just letting police inside though.
Right.
Which seems like a very un-black thing to do to me, honestly.
Right. Yeah.
But
No,
she
like-
is.
But that
she
does
is-
beg what was her personal experiences too with the law, and like her uncle is a retired police officer.
Okay, that's a good point. They threw
Like
that in.
they
there.
would
She does
know
have
they
a
would
good
still have to
reason
have like the talks about things, but
yeah,
I would think her direct experience has been a little different than if she'd been super poor and living in bad neighborhoods in New York.
Yep.
Because she
Yeah.
lived with, even though she didn't have a lot of stuff, it sounded like she lived with Dana and lived with her grandma for a while, and her grandma has the family house, like the family
the brownstone.
brownstone that they
Yeah.
got generations ago. So
Exactly.
she would be living in a nicer area where the police there would be a little less inclined to be up on her just because of her skin color.
Exactly.
So
Who was the mom talking to when she was like pregnant with Dana? Who was that lady? I don't
that
think
was
they
her
ever-
mother.
That was her mother. She
That
didn't
was
seem
the
very motherly.
That was Dana's grandma that they talk about who
that
died
was-
or whatever. Well, that wasn't her mother. It was her husband's mother, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was Dana's dad's mom.
Yeah,
Is who it
was.
was.
The grandma Dana knew though.
Okay,
Yes.
so it was the mother-in-law to the mother.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Not the grandma that disappeared.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Not the
Afterwards, I'm like, oh wait, no,
I was
it's
like,
not
she seemed
hers.
like a bitch.
Not
Because her
time
mom
travel
disappeared.
Yeah.
Regular grandma.
It's other grandma.
Yeah,
So,
Dana's mom's mom is the one that disappeared. Dana's dad's mom is the one in the brownstone.
Yeah.
Chain smoking and being awesome.
Yes.
Oh, well, and not to derail, but before we get too far away with it, just a reminder that like you don't have to let cops in your house.
Yeah,
If they
you
don't
don't.
have a warrant, like don't do that.
yeah,
You also
Yeah,
don't
they
have
don't
to talk to them.
any right to come into your home.
yeah.
Or to search your car, like Jay-Z
Right.
said.
You
Like,
can tell them no and to get a search warrant.
like my glove compartment is locked, so is the trunk in the back. Mm-hmm. And I know my
They-
rights, so you're gonna need a warrant for that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they have
Yep.
no ability to make you do that.
Yep.
Yep.
So,
Even if you have
And it's-
nothing to hide, it's better to just not,
yeah,
not
exercise your
volunteer
rights.
things.
Don't
Anyway.
give in to the, oh, well, I'm not doing anything wrong, so it doesn't matter. No, it does. Protect your
Yes.
rights, because then they'll get used to people refusing, and they won't come down on people who do.
It's one of the Bill of Rights rights. Like, you got to maintain those.
Yeah.
Agreed. Otherwise,
Anyway.
why are we here?
Anyway, also chain smoking is awesome too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's get back on topic here. Speaking of smoking, like, Tom Whalen had the coolest pipe.
Oh my god.
Yes.
He had
Yes,
a wizard's pipe, man.
He did.
So
Seriously.
long.
Yep. Those are still the common pipes
Again, I
back
saw
then.
it and I was like, this must be the style of tobacco pipe from the
It
the
is. So
era.
you can get
What's
replicas.
the benefit? Like, extra filtering because the thing is longer, or like it's
I don't know,
It
it's
cools
just how
it
they
off.
did it.
ah
Yeah.
It's cooler
Gotcha.
by the time it gets
And I'm
to
assuming
your
the
mouth.
And it looks
design,
cooler.
since we got smoking from the natives, I'm sure it harkens back to the first experiences of smoking
Yeah.
tobacco, so they figured that's just how you're supposed to do it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I mean,
You know.
the pipes I've seen from Native Americans typically are like a wooden flute with a clay pot at
yeah,
the end of
it's
it.
long and the bowl's
Yeah.
far away from your face.
Yeah, the
so-
clay bowl and yep.
Yep. I also liked how just everyone just slaps everybody, like just what you do back in the day.
I mean, they did that into the 80s, so
Slap the
Yeah.
kids, slap the field worker, like
yeah, it's only kind of
overseer.
recently that slapping somebody in your life isn't okay.
Yeah.
So, and good reason,
just,
you know.
just happens on soap operas now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I that's one other issue that I have with the show is that I do think it pulled its punches just a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so too, and that's one of the
think-
notes I've got
Yeah.
for episode 8. But go ahead.
Well, so episode 8, I think it was episode 8. Episode 8 was the time where I finally felt like, okay, yeah, this is like they've been comfortable up to this point or something,
Right.
and now we're going to see like, oh, this is the shit that can actually happen,
Right.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
That was incredibly effective.
Mm-hmm.
That scene that I'm thinking of.
Are we thinking of when Dana got beat, or like the sport
Yes.
rape scene?
I'm thinking of when she's being whipped
Okay.
in the tobacco barn.
Yes. Okay.
I cried
Yeah.
while that was happening. So it's like
very
the the entire show I feel like, oh, they're kind of like they're pulling it off camera, or they're like
Mm-hmm.
you know, they're cutting at just the last moment, or like somebody's stepping in just like at just the right time to like end it before it happens.
Right.
And so like all the truly horrifying things are either psychological or like just societal, or like you know, you're like, oh my god, how can they do this to people, as like just a, you know, the way that they treat them. But like
Right.
the actual physical violence in the show, like they always cut it short until that scene, I think.
Right.
And it just fucking hit me.
Yeah.
And it was hard to watch.
It was, and like the note I made, like even that, I feel like if Octavia Butler had directed, like go harder.
Yeah.
Like she made a big
Yeah.
point about it in the book. Like we can dramatize this
The
however we want to, but you would never understand how it really was.
exactly
Yeah.
the
I
way
think
that
she
she
would
des-
have.
the way that she described it as indescribable, that
Right.
like
Yeah.
you can't understand it until you can see it on TV. You can imagine it, and like nothing is going to prepare you for like the fucking the hot flash of pain, and like the blood and the sweat and the smell and like the
Yeah.
everything, just hearing yourself scream and all of that, just how
Right.
awful it would actually be.
Right.
Yeah.
Like nothing can prepare you for the violence of the real world, I
Right.
guess, if you haven't experienced it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's depressing, but
Incredibly.
but I do think she probably would have gone harder with it. I don't know if it
Yeah.
would have been okay for
Yeah.
TV what she would wanted to do with it, but
Well, you know,
really
like
would have wanted to
you
make
have
the
to
cruelty pervasive.
you have to be careful that you're not making something that's exploitative, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You have to make something that people aren't going to watch and be like, "Oh yeah, torture. That's cool."
Yeah.
Like
You don't want to make the Passion of the Christ. Like,
exactly.
Yeah.
Like so it becomes this like delicate point of like how much do you show to make sure that you get the point across
right.
that like shit was bad,
Right.
but like not so much that people are just like, yeah, this is torture porn. We're just watching
Right.
torture porn at this point.
Right.
Yeah.
So like how do you keep it classy and still get the point across, I guess.
Gotcha.
And
Yep.
I do think that they could have gone harder, but yeah, you run the risk of turning it into a spectacle.
Right.
Yeah.
And you don't want it
And
to
losing
be a
its
spectacle.
impact.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep. So we already got Danielle's ending for this, but like, do you think that Kevin's going to end up staying on Wayland Farm in this version, or is he going to go take
He's
Alice
already-
and run? Like,
Yeah.
He already did.
Yeah,
at the end.
the very like one of the last things that they show
He's riding
is-
off with
is him,
her.
yeah, riding
So-
off with Alice.
So was
Yeah.
he like was it his farm or like what happened there? Because he wasn't really on good terms with that Wayland
Yeah.
guy.
He probably got kicked, and Alice is free, so like he's probably
Yeah.
taking her north, is what
And
I
there's
assume.
no one else to look after her, so that's what he's going to do. Take her north, probably
Yeah.
to Philadelphia to start with, and that's what they were doing, riding off. And he was riding
Yeah.
by that gang, the slavers. That's like,
Yep.
see anybody you like? See anything you like? And he's like, no.
no, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I had at the
It's
office.
like I am leaving this shit behind.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
yep.
so he didn't know she was gone until Waylon busted in and was like, where'd she go? Like, what the
Yeah.
fuck are
Right.
you talking about?
Yeah. And how would that change the story then? I guess he would have to come back for Dana when she comes back again, and
Yeah.
I guess
Mhm.
Alice would be with him.
He'd
Yeah.
be,
Rufus
he'd
is
be
like-
5 years down the road, though, probably. And
Ooh,
hopefully, ideally, he set her up to manage on her own.
maybe
At that point, in the
maybe
world.
they do the whole second season in Baltimore.
Oh,
Maybe.
Ooh,
Is that where they
Nathan
took
uses-
Rufus?
Just turn it into a whole different thing.
Supposed to be. Where they
Isn't
took
that where
Isn't
Margaret's
Alice
family
supposed
is
to be getting
from
together
Baltimore?
with Rufus?
Yeah.
Yeah.
S-
I don't know.
So my
She
prediction
should be, but
just based on like how TV works, you know,
Uh-huh.
is that season 2 they would get rid of the child actors and they would have
Yeah.
adult actors completely.
Please.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
they like basically they would kind of do what they did with the first season, where it's like he's supposed to age up a little bit more each
Yeah.
time in the book, right?
Right.
So he
Right.
starts when he's like, I don't know, 6,
Right.
10, 12, 13, right? And then it continues on. But like, you know, they only had the one actor kid.
Right.
So they're like, we're just going to have him be almost the same age each time.
Yeah.
They'd do that for season 2. They'd hire one adult actor and have him be about the same age each time.
Yeah.
So hire someone who's like 28, have him
Right.
play 18 to 35.
Have him
you
shave
know?
one day, not the
Yeah,
other.
exactly.
Yeah. Yep.
And then, and yeah, so like season 2 would be more adult Rufus
Yeah.
right.
and everything that happens there. That's,
Right. That makes sense to me.
Yeah.
So who do we write to get a season 2? Like Netflix?
We need to get the fucking hashtag, I guess.
Amazon?
Going. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there a hashtag already? Let me see.
Tell Apple to do it.
Yeah, Apple.
Apple probably would.
Not on Apple TV.
Yeah, I could see that being an Apple TV show.
Hashtag.
They have a little more leeway with their programming now than the others do.
I would
There's
have.
a great crunch happening with streaming services and
Yeah.
shows.
While we're making suggestions, I would love to see this show with like a Game of Thrones budget.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, that was one of the other things that, I mean, I made peace with it, but I'm kind of like, I don't know, it didn't feel, I feel like if they wanted to really do it right, it would look a little bit less TV-ish.
Yeah.
You know, there wouldn't be so many, like, looking like green screen.
Some of the
Oversaturated
like
things.
some
Yeah.
of the like After Effects plugins and shit,
Yeah.
you know, like it really sucks because the stuff that they shot on location is actually really beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, so much of it honestly looks like we could only get one actor today, so we're just going to do close-ups on their face.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't see a hashtag for it.
oh,
So we get to come up with it. What is it going to be, guys?
um,
We're going to wield our power and influence to get this kicked off.
yeah,
Keep Kindred.
ooh,
Save the past. Save the... I don't know.
yeah.
I will note that like a lot of our seasons, we have had people reach out on Twitter that are trying to save a different show with
Yeah.
hashtags and stuff, like Deep or
Just-
Sequest.
Just
Right.
like some show that we mention at random
Yeah,
in passing.
Everwood
God,
has reached
Everwood.
out. And, like,
I was going
What?
to see if there's anything about it on the Twitter.
Have we mentioned another show today?
other than Kindred,
Yeah.
yeah, True Blood.
Okay.
Good.
So now it's going to be True Blood. People are going to be like, "Hey, we should bring
Right.
back." My God,
We need-
bring back
Hey,
True
kids, if you
Need
go, if you
Jason
want
Stackhouse
True
to get
Blood,
more
come see
work.
Jason Stackhouse and this other work. Help us bring that back too.
Blood. That's right.
If you
There's
saw
a
Tom
crossover
Wayland
here.
and wanted to
Yes.
see him without a shirt and his abs out, like go
Yeah.
see.
There's lots of people on Twitter that are like, "Oh my god, somebody needs to pick this up."
Yeah,
They're
man.
tweeting to Netflix.
Tell Jeff Bezos to do it.
I
Yeah.
figured this kind of was going to happen. I was excited. I didn't hear anything about it online.
Yeah,
Like I felt like I should have when it dropped. It just kind of was released,
Yeah.
and I'm like,
Yeah.
people are going to find this later and then be like, "Oh, we need to bring it back."
Yeah.
So
yeah, but yeah, like a more realistic type of approach to filming it to finish off the point I was making a second ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think would have served the story very well. Like really
Yeah.
tried to put you into the place where like the cookhouse didn't seem like, okay, well this is on a set clearly
Mhm.
right,
with like matte painting in the background or whatever. But
Yeah.
yeah,
You know, they're like basically like the exploitation of at its best with the canceling the
oh, what?
exploitation evolves based not renewing the show for a second season where it's like leading their app.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's certainly still on the splash screen and everything. So,
Is it really?
well, it was when we were watching it, but
Oh, crazy.
I never know. Like, I'm sure that's tailored down to like us.
Yeah.
Because I'm like you watched Golden Girls on here and Always Sunny and Kindred, so I guess we'll go with Kindred. These are the shows you like. Anyway,
Like,
So-
not surprised black shows never last, especially the good ones.
well,
Come on,
Sa-
somebody at
says
a
a lot.
network, stop making the stereotype true.
Yeah.
if they can
right?
make the dramatic Fresh Prince season 2, like we can get Kindred season 2, you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
And
Finish out the story at least.
for fucking real, it's one more season.
yeah,
It's one like
just one.
another 8 episodes. It's
Yeah,
exactly
You can finish
Come
the
on.
story in that.
Netflix, you're going to cancel 8 shows next season anyway. Just do one season of this.
It's almost
Yeah.
like
Right.
they should have just like had the approval for like all of the episodes
Yeah.
up front and like done them all and released it separately because you just never
I
know
agree.
now what these stupid streaming networks are
Yeah.
going to do.
Yeah, because then they've already paid for it, so it doesn't
Yeah.
matter what the ratings were. Just drop it to, and you're fine.
yeah.
You know,
People, like, streaming services need to get through their head, like, you can get new subscribers for a little bit with new shows, but when
They don't
everything
want
you
that,
like gets
though.
canceled, people are like, I'm not coming back.
they
Yeah.
don't make money. That's just it. Like they're canceling shit left and right because it's not getting the viewers to be cost effective. But
Right.
then by not having shows certain people want to watch, you're not incentivizing anyone to stick around for the long
Yeah,
term.
do the free trial and watch the show because
So-
it's not having a season 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway.
Whereas for me personally, like Hulu is one I keep because
Yeah.
I like it and I use it a lot, but it's different math for different people.
Yeah. Well, I
You
only
know.
keep it because it's cheap because
See-
we have the commercial one, although I can't
know.
believe I didn't mention this
Oh
already.
my god, Ben Carrot.
Oh my god, because we had the commercials. 3 times each episode, I had commercials for bentcarrot.com. So, like, listen, guys, if your wiener is weird looking, like, go to
is that about
bentcarrot.com.
Peyronie's disease?
Also, what a
We got that
what
on
a,
Paramount.
like just a great ad for this show.
Seriously.
You know, like what a perfect advertisement to go in the middle of just. Oh my god!
Yeah, I don't know if this is the same way, like,
This
ads
is
will show up
why
on YouTube. Like,
pay
I don't know
for
if there's
ads with
something I need
Hulu.
to check in my browsing history, but
Yeah.
bentcarrot.com every time.
I also liked it.
I've seen those ads before too. I think they're just like, you might be like a slightly older gentleman.
Right.
It was like start having
bent
penis
carrot.
problems.
It was like hymns.
Yeah, so they had bent carrot, then they had his, I think.
Hymns, yeah.
And that one was like, your penis is messed up, basically. And then they had hers, which was like, you have anxiety.
Because your husband has gotten
And
hymns
libido.
and now won't leave you
So,
alone. Like,
I was like, oh, I'm glad that, like, for the women, they're like, here's for your, like, mental health and anxiety. And for men, they're like, here, you just need your penis to be right.
I will tell you, Hims makes a lot of different products. That's their main one. They also do hair loss prevention stuff.
Yeah.
And I've seen at Walmart, they sell, for mental health, like, gummies and crap you can take that's supposed to help with your anxiety or with your focus, shit like that. So.
Yeah.
I just like on the TV, though, they're like, anxiety for women, but penis stuff for men.
yeah, that's why the women have anxiety.
Number one
is because
concern in life as we age is, will my dick keep working or not?
Yep.
So
Yep.
it affects a lot of life.
Listen,
You
Hymns,
have-
sponsor
you
the
have
podcast, Hymns.
No idea just how depressing it is for a man if it ain't working.
Yeah, like
You know,
I'm thankful every day.
It
that
is
I don't have
probably
any
the
issues yet.
100 like
Knock on
100%
wood.
source of like depression among gentlemen.
And now that I've said stuff, I'll probably start having problems and get more depressed.
Yeah, knock on wood.
Knock on
You
wood.
have to
Oh my god.
carrot.com.
As I
You'll do some
have
penile
just
stretching.
been talking about my
Penile
40th year.
stretching.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
40th year.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because we got to be careful because some medications we take affect abilities to do stuff. So
Yeah.
Look after your health, everybody.
But at least you know it's the medicine in that point. And you can be like, hey, doc, let's fix this.
I read something
know.
today that said if you're not horny, you're not healthy. So just keep that in mind.
I would agree. Like, not that you have to be overly horny, but you know,
at all times.
have
all
desires
times.
Still, if
There's
not,
times when
just
it's okay
stop.
to not be like ready to go.
If you are not like constantly walking funny, then you're not healthy.
You're
And
not
I'm
a man.
sorry.
I don't know if they mean it quite like that, but
No?
it's more like you know yourself, and if you're suddenly not
Yeah.
kind of the way you've been,
Yeah.
something's up.
Yeah,
You know.
that's true. Anyway, oh my god. Any final thoughts on the show?
I initially didn't like the changes, but as it went on and I saw how they played out, they're okay,
Yeah.
and it ended up still being a really good show. And I hope more people end up watching this, and it shows
Yeah.
it has an audience to get that second season made by somebody.
Yeah.
Listen, once
So-
this comes out and like Zambia's numbers blow up for Hulu, they're
Yeah,
like, oh my
Zambia,
god, we made a
please
huge
watch.
mistake.
Yes, Zambia.
That's right.
We helped get a show that's now going to get removed from Netflix anyways, but from Israel get a third season by being a small community that liked it. So
Yeah, there you
Zambia,
go.
you can help us out with this.
Yeah.
You can help us in America.
We've
by
never
liking
asked
this
you for
show.
anything before, Zambia, but now's your time to step up.
That's right.
Hey, and talk about your own country's histories and issues. Like, we'd like to learn.
Yeah.
That's right.
So,
Yeah.
Send us an email if you
Yeah.
want a pizza roll.
yeah.
To our internet zone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
have a pizza roll. I'm not missing
Tostinos. Sponsor the
Tostinos.
podcast.
Please do. I've liked you a long time, Tostinos. I used to make your pizzas in college.
Yeah. So hey, Totino's, Hymns. Who else have we talked about? Ancestry,
Viking Cruises.
Ancestry.
Viking Cruises.
Always will throw out Viking Cruises.
And Viking, you have a cruise to Antarctica I would like to do. So if you want a review from us, send me on that trip, please.
Our tens of listeners will like really take to heart his
I will
words
convince
about it.
them all to take your cruise.
I mean,
and go
See
see
what Sharon
penguins
can
in
do.
person.
I have a feeling that there are some Zambians that want to go to Antarctica.
Yeah.
I'm sure there are.
There's got to be one.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
At least.
Send that guy with me. We'll go and we'll do a thing.
On Zambian Independence Day or whatever.
Chris
would-
and our Zambian fan go to Antarctica.
I would love to watch that YouTube series.
It'd be good.
Let's make it a Patreon reward.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you back us at that $10,000 a month level, you can come with us on a cruise.
Come to Antarctica with me. We'll all have a good time. It's a 2-week trip, so we have plenty of time to get to know each other.
Anyone else have any final
Oh my
thoughts
God.
on Kindred?
So something like that hasn't happened before happened to me after watching this show. I want to play with this.
I know you're going to break it, though.
I'm not going to. It's perfectly fine. So
Something that never happened before.
because I liked this show and that they canceled it, I was like, I'm gonna have to read this book.
Yep.
I know, like this has never happened with any of the shit that you guys have picked out
100%
before.
should read this book.
It's a really good
I'm
book.
gonna have to read this
I
book
think
now.
you're gonna like it.
I'm so happy that you're going to read it because it's one of
It's
my
fantastic.
favorite books.
Yeah.
It's right over there.
It is.
It's on my list now of one of my favorites as well.
I
It's
don't,
such
it
a
looks
good
it looks too big to hold.
read.
I gotta put it on my Nook. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Oh, that's fine.
That's
I don't.
fine.
I
I
don't
gotta put
care
it
at
on my
all
note.
how
I
you
don't-
read it.
Right, just do.
Like-
Just read it. Yeah.
But I don't know if I don't know how much you've talked about this outside of the podcast, but I've
Not
said
at all.
many times that I think this book should be required reading in school.
I agree. I think it
Although
would have
now
a
I'm
really big
like,
impact.
I liked like what they did in the show. Am I gonna be annoyed because some of this stuff?
oh,
is
you'll like it
different?
better, I think.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
you'll like it
you'll-
better.
you'll like the book better.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because, like I was saying at the top of the episode, that like the way that she writes is just so efficient.
Mm-hmm.
I do like a good efficient person.
She cuts all the crap, and she
But
gets
you don't
across
feel like you're missing anything.
exactly. She gets across so much detail in
Mm-hmm.
so few words
Yep.
that she's so great as a writer, and the story is great, and yeah, you'll have a fantastic time reading this, I think.
Yeah.
And it's like the whole thing, right? It's not.
Yeah, it's the
Okay.
whole
It's
story.
you
will
you're
have-
not
Travis said
gonna-
this show was like 3 chapters.
Well,
Yeah.
No, it's
yeah.
like the
Technically, it was the first 3 chapters.
third
It's like the first third of the book.
of the book.
But if you look at it in terms of like Act 1, Act 2, I guess it's like Act 1.
Yeah.
Well, I've never been inclined to read any of the other books on any of the other stuff that we've done. I'm like, I'm
Yeah.
gonna have to read this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you'll get some answers
Yeah,
to
because
some of
I
your
want him to
questions.
be shot in the face.
So,
Hope it happens.
She brings a gun back from the future.
Like,
Shoots him in the
you know what?
face.
I'll do it. I'll go.
that's
I'll
always
go
been
back
my
and
plan.
Take care of him.
learn how to
Well,
use some modern weaponry and go back in time and just blast away.
Yep. Maybe
People
you
that
know
are
what? Maybe we
terrible.
can get that Second Amendment updated when it was written.
Yeah.
If they can see what's going to happen.
Don't you remember that Dave Chappelle with the time traveling pimps?
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
God.
You know what? I want to change my answer from the beginning about going back in time. I want to take an AR-15 back to when they're making the Constitution and writing.
Did you
these-
mean this? Is
the
this what you're
Second
talking
Amendment? It'd be like, look what we have. We need to put something in
This
about
is
this.
because of you. What did you actually mean?
Yes.
I'm going to record you on this device. It's making a
Yeah.
thing we call a video.
we're gonna make some changes right here.
Right.
Some
You know,
good
My brain was
changes.
like, I'm going to go back in time and terrorize plantation owners so that they tell stories amongst themselves of the ghost that comes at night to murder you if you're too mean to your slaves.
Nice.
Like, I'm like, I accepted you won't get rid of the institution yet, so if I hear that you have mistreated your people too badly, you will
Yeah.
die with a blast in your face.
Yeah.
Let's go back and start
That's
some
the Slytherin
good
in
trouble,
me.
as they say.
Yeah, man.
Start some
Yeah.
of that good trouble.
My God.
New TV show. Let's write it. Other Chris already gave us his what else is good. Danielle, what else is good?
Oh, we're going to Universal tomorrow.
That is good.
That's pretty good.
Are you
And-
gonna
Traveling
get
there
a
in the morning
giant
or this
donut?
evening?
Do they-
Maybe
do they have
at Lard
giant
Lad
donuts?
Donuts.
They which Universal?
Florida.
Florida.
Oh, okay. The Simpsons area.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They have
they
those
might.
there.
I know they have the Duff
Big
beer
pink
place.
donut.
I just,
They have Lard Lad Donuts there.
I'm
Last
sure
time
we'll
I've been
eat a
there is
lot
in
of
Wheeland.
things that
Yeah.
maybe aren't good for us.
Yeah.
I am
That's
still a
the-
little
that's
sad
the
that the
point,
Jaws
right?
ride is gone.
Isn't it?
I know. I'm still sad that the Jaws ride is gone. It's been gone several times since we've
Yeah.
gone after that, but like that was
But
just.
what else? Are we
Hey, I was reading a story
Whoa.
though. Hey,
Hey, whoa.
I was reading a story that said that they might or a headline that was like they might bring it back, and then I didn't read the story, so
What,
I guess I need
Jaws?
to go.
Where are they
read.
going to put it, though? That's
I don't know. They're
they
like,
could
I
put
guess
it
we
in
need
the
a
new
bigger park.
space.
Is like what it had.
Well, they are
like-
building a bigger park down there. Yeah, they could put it in the new park.
That was just dumb of them. They
Next
could
to
have just
Mario
made a
Land.
better version of it. Everybody fucking loves Jaws.
Yeah, they could just build a better one and put it next to Super Mario Land or whatever
Yeah.
they're doing down there.
Make it cheap instead of Jaws.
There you go.
Start that hashtag. Please bring back Jaws.
Hashtag bring back Jaws ride. Don't they have it in Japan still?
They
I
might.
think so.
I think they do.
Wait, do they?
I think
I
so.
don't know.
I just love it that they got rid of it in Florida to like put in fucking Transformers.
Well, this
No, they also put
It's,
in the
the
train
Fast
to
and
go
Furious
to Hogsmeade.
Oh,
and-
Yeah.
part of it was the train. Did
Yeah,
they
that's where
did they
Harry
dry
Potter-
up the water completely? I
King's
can't
Cross.
even find where it was supposed to be on
Yeah,
the map
they-
anymore.
yeah, it's where King's
drained it and
Cross is
buried it.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
damn it, Harry Potter! You needed more space.
But what's not good about that is it means we have to get up at 3 tomorrow.
Yeah, that's
I
not
was just gonna
good.
say,
The
when are you
goddamn
traveling there?
airport? Yeah.
6 a.m. is our flight.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Got to get up early and get there because we got park tickets tomorrow. We got to go.
You just sleep on the plane. You'll be fine.
Yeah. It's
So you're going to sleep like now?
I still
what I
got to
would
pack.
recommend.
We got to go, guys. Like, I got stuff to do.
All right.
all right.
I am behind schedule. Levi's got to run.
Spring-
I've had no food. It's 1:39.
You need
Wait,
to
are
eat.
you guys running to Florida?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, man. We'll be
Levi's
there
gotta
in
do a
7
run
months.
today at
And this is
4.
going to be so fast, Chris. They're going to make it there by tomorrow.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Cool.
Yep.
Cool. Regular Chris? Anything else that's good?
We got Purim tomorrow, so that's going to be fun.
Woo.
And then I've got my Achaemenid Siglos is in the mail somewhere, coming from the Netherlands. So hopefully that'll get here this week.
Yep.
That will probably be my oldest coin at that point because I think it's from the 5th century.
Wow.
And it's going to be a fun, just like little lump of silver because I read the Persians didn't have coins until they added the Lydians in Anatolia to their territory because they were the ones that invented coins in the West was the Lydians. So they're like, oh, you guys have been using this to do like values store for like make commerce easier. We're going to do that too.
Yeah.
So we're just going to borrow your system. We're going to make the same coins for like 20 years. Then we're going to make our own, which is what I'm getting is the Persian siglos. So that's the Greek word for shekel, I learned. So it's an actual shekel from ancient days, but it's so old it looks like it's a little lump of silver with an archer on the front, like the king is an archer, and just like a stamp hole in the back because that's how they did it back then.
Oh.
So it'll be fun to get when it finally gets here. But I ordered it the same day I ordered my Alexander the Great coin. So I thought it was kind of fitting because I was actually teaching my kids about the Persian Empire. At the time, I'm like, fuck it, I'm going to get a Persian coin because I don't have one.
Nice.
And it wasn't too terribly expensive.
Yeah.
So hopefully that'll be coming soon. That'll be nice. That'll wrap up my latest coin purchases for a little while that are supposed to be arriving.
So the 5th century.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Hold on. I'm
Pretty crazy.
messing with
Getting
my
back in time.
Steam.
The only
dashboard
older
here
coin
so I
I
can
can
play
get
this
is a
coin
Lydian
sound.
coin, which I do want to get eventually. So that's
You
not
need
far
to
back as I can go.
No, you need to you need to get a. Do you have a soundboard for your?
I need to.
Put it into
Here we
the
go. I'll put it like
microphone.
right up here. There you go.
There we go.
Yeah, you just get soundboard software for your
Yeah.
thing so that you can tap a button on your computer
I used to
and
have a
make
Mario.
sounds
I should do that.
to add to our podcast.
Please note that Travis was on his phone and not me.
Okay.
Well, this
Yeah.
was important.
Not me.
It was.
This was important because like there's a dragon coin too.
Ooh.
Nice.
Ooh. That's when we get into the super deep
Let's actually find a picture.
ancient coin
I'll
talk.
show you.
Clink.
That was MA Shops. But it's interesting because that one coin took like a whole month to get here from Poland.
Yeah.
Siglos. I wonder if Siglos is you know what? I wonder if it's related to the word sigil.
I don't know. Because I know it's supposed to be their version of trying to make the sound shekel.
Yeah.
Of shekel.
Yeah.
So it's not too far off being shekel.
Sigil.
So,
Sigilus. Siglos. But yeah, I wonder where does we're getting off topic, but
Yeah.
but this is my thing. He's got ancient coins. I've got
Yeah.
I've got etymology.
And journaling.
No, he means
Yeah.
in general his thing is being like. etymology
Yeah, the
and word
Siglos
roots.
was minted beginning in 420 BCE. So
Nice. Nice.
it's a while ago.
Mm.
Coming
Well.
to me from Tommy Vossen in Netherlands. But it
Is that
hasn't
a
moved.
place or a person?
That's the person.
A Tommy. Okay.
Tommy
Thanks, Tommy.
Vossen.
Appreciate you. So I didn't think about what my what else is good was going to be, but I guess I'll say that started playing Last of Us Part 2. And it's however old now, like 2 or 3 years old now, so I guess spoilers are not such a big thing.
That's
but
what it is. Yeah.
The thing I was appreciating, at least from the start, is, when it came out, there was a big gamer-type backlash because, gamers don't like certain things.
Right.
And playing the start of the game, I'm like, I don't know if they did this on purpose, but I can't think of a better way to troll those type of people than what they did do. Like, shifting the focus to the girl, who's now older and, like, in a lesbian relationship with a Jewish girl. I couldn't think of something else to piss off, those kind of gamers more. I thought that was awesome. I was just laughing about it at that point.
And just like they just purposefully picked the most incendiary thing they could do to the gamer community.
Have picked it up more and less. I don't know if. I guess because like the antagonist is a little bit masculine, so like, is it a trans person? Like, I don't know, but.
Don't know.
What else could you throw in there that they would hate? I don't know. Like women voting? I don't know.
All the fungal people are forming a union.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Forming a union, or they're performing a drag show. I don't know. Like, the runners. Yeah. But it's really cool, and I really appreciate the jump in the generation. Like, one thing, the show that we're watching still, I think is really good, but it's never been quite as immersive as far as the environments go, because, like, how could you compete with being able to create every part of your environment?
Right.
It's hard
and
to
create,
do that.
like, a, apocalyptic environment to go through, but especially in the second one, it's even more immersive because of the better technology, and going through an overgrown downtown Seattle was kind of awesome.
Oh, yeah.
I even went to the library.
Oh,
nice.
Yeah. I'm like, I was there.
Can you go inside and look around?
I don't think so. I think it's just
some of
out
the
of
stuff
bounds.
you can go in, but other stuff you can't.
Yeah.
Like the courthouse you can go in. I went in a synagogue.
Nice.
And Ellie's girlfriend was like, check it out, the Torah is still here.
That's important.
It's a good thing not everything's taken care of, and she was even giving you background about stuff, so. Yeah. So again, gamers were like,
Yeah, we're.
hiss.
I'm like, you gamers are wrong. 'Cause this is a
Inclusion,
fantastic story.
diversity, hiss.
Yeah.
Take a seat.
The worst. Just let me get back to murdering people.
Like, let's just get rid of Twitter.
Look,
and they can't do anything.
No one is stopping you from murdering things as a young lesbian.
Yeah, actually, it's like one of the main gameplay mechanics. In fact, like
yes,
still,
what the hell's wrong with you?
The monsters are monsters, but the real monsters are always the people.
yes.
Correct.
I mean, would you rather they make the exact same game but just have it be about Purple Cube?
Yeah.
Like we have
they
Purple
would.
Cube, and Purple Cube
They
moves around and shoots lasers at Red Cube.
Right.
They want Malibu Stacy now with hat. They want the same thing they've always had, just slightly different, but not too different.
Right.
Yeah.
Gears of War 19 is what they want.
I don't like things that are different.
That's hard.
Yeah.
Anyway, fuck you, gamers. Grow up.
The ones who have
Don't
problems with
sponsor our
diversity,
podcast,
yes.
gamers.
Yeah, gamers aren't a sponsor for
No,
our
we want the
podcast.
companies to, not the gamers who don't
Yeah.
like shit.
Naughty Dog, you can sponsor our podcast.
Yes.
And also, I appreciate all the references to Jack and Daxter that have been in both of those games. I'm starting a collection of Jack and Daxter screenshots.
Nice.
Yep. Because they have PlayStation 3 in the apocalyptic future.
Yep. Well, in
And a
Uncharted,
PSP.
they have...
Someone has a PSP that you find.
Ooh, a
I have
PSP?
a PSP.
Yeah.
Dude, if I lived in a
It might be a
dystopian
Vita. I think it's a
future, I would-
PSP.
It'll operate as long as you keep it going. Like, I have a
Yeah.
PSP.
Dude, I have it right here.
You can
I
watch
still have it.
movies.
Mine's hacked though. I don't think they would let me have a hacked PSP in a PlayStation game.
Probably not.
They won't
Mine
know.
is the
It's the
God of
apocalypse.
War special edition, so it's red with Kratos outlined in white on the back.
And Danielle is so done with our shit right now.
I gotta go. I have stuff to
You may go.
She needs to go back. Let's let
Okay,
her go
goodbye.
back.
do. See you later.
Grab the
Bye,
book and
Danielle.
go.
Have a good trip.
I will take the book. We'll see. Maybe I won't buy it on the Nook.
Okay, that was our session for today, and that is a wrap for this season. You've got a couple of few homework assignments to complete while we're away on break. 1, go tweet some tweets and get this revival hashtag going. I know that there's a writer strike going on and stuff, but once that's all sorted, I want to see a season 2. I don't really see an agreed upon hashtag for a Kindred revival right now, so I don't know. How about hashtag keep Kindred? Whatever works to get you on the trending tab. Number 2, hit us up on the socials and let us know what books you'd like us to see covered in the future. And number 3, send Danielle a happy birthday wish, either in your heart or by posting a review on your podcast aggregator of choice. No real on second thoughts today, except, as always, to say thank you to every and anyone involved here. To you for listening in, reading along, and hopefully sharing us with a friend. We can't do it without your support. And to my co-conspirators for all the hours spent reading, watching, and talking about this bullshit. I love you and hope you all keep coming to play. Today's episode absolutely had no time for Cup. Thanks to Chris Ham, other Chris Jacobson, Danielle, Birthday Girl Rowe. It was edited by me, Travis Rowe, and was sponsored by no one in particular. Until next time, keep fucking reading.
I figure as long as we don't hit each other, we're doing okay. But if we want to yell at each other a lot, that's fine. Or throw temper tantrums like some of my students do.
Oh, so. No, now I'm in this picture.
Now I can see you. Look how wide we are now.
Whoa.
This makes no difference to you guys, but we're so wide now.
Yeah,
it makes no difference to me.
Yeah, I don't know how much of my room you see because on my screen it's just a perfect square.
Yeah, mine is a tall picture, so I know I have like a microphone over here because I see it when I'm signing in, but I don't see it on me.
I can see just
right
about to the picture.
There. It's like here on me, so
to the red guy on the other side.
There we go. Yeah.
Yep.
Are we doing this?
Yeah.
This is me.
Okay.
Yep.
Your screen, both of you, I think, are about doubly wide from what you're showing. So
yeah, I know I am from the preview. It shows me when I'm signing in. I'm like, oh, you can see more of me than I see.
Yeah.
So
they usually squish us down, and I don't like that because then I can only see this part of my face.
Oh, I thought
that makes sense.
See me,
because for me, I can see all.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they see you.
I'm like, what do you mean? I can already see Danielle, Travis.
Yeah, I do want to know what you're looking at, by the way.
Yeah.
A lot of times it's my dumb family. They won't shut up.
Yeah.
Now you're like, now you can see her. I'm like, I could already see your wife. So
no, but now I can see her.
Yeah.